We got our badges.
Me too.
How long were we in that line?
What time is it? It's 20 after 8 right now, and we've just survived trekking back through the crowd. So,
I think we were in line for 2 hours, maybe.
yeah, I'd say so.
We're currently above everybody. The other people are over here. The badge line is still. The badge line is still going strong, all the way through the convention center. But yeah, that's.
But we did manage to find the bar, the restaurant, and the Starbucks. So I'm good for the rest of the week.
Yes, I mean that's really all we need is a place to get caffeine, get alcohol, and get food. So
Yes.
well,
Yes. We're here.
Adepticon is starting. We're here at the in the I don't know what you want to call this room, the AMG room.
So the exhibit hall floor, the main area is divided up into 3 sections. The middle is basically where you buy everything, you spend all your money. We are currently on one side of it where it's all the AMG, so all the Star Wars, the Marvel Crisis Protocol, and then on the other side, the far side, is Warhammer 40k and the Games Workshop store. So
yeah, behind us here, the Legion Last Chance qualifier and the Last Chance qualifiers for X-Wing and Armada are about to kick off. We're going to go get some footage of people playing in those tournaments. There's a lot of really cool tables. Got some footage of all the terrain before people started setting up. So we're gonna watch people play those. Maybe I'll sit there and scout the best terrain. There's only about 100 tables. I think there's 50 tables at least.
You need to walk up to the winners and just be like, "Hi, I'll see you tomorrow."
Yeah, be like, "Oh, you're playing Empire? You're gonna beat me."
Oh, don't tell them that.
Yeah, Worlds.
No, you're gonna get really snooty. Oh, is that Blizzard Force?
Worlds proper starts tomorrow, and my goal is to win one game. And I think as long as I don't face any Empire, I'll do fine. And
that's the plan.
Judging by the game uplink stats, more than 50% of players are running Empire.
Shocking.
So yeah, we're gonna go take a look at more of the tables and games, and see you later.
Bye.
All right, another check-in. Our fancy room. They did this for us. We didn't totally just draw this on the wall ourselves. We've got a whole ass room to ourselves because we're fancy press people, and they do that sort of thing for people like, we're
That's
very
right.
serious. They said,
They can tell how old I am, and they're like, "Oh, you need a rest, Grandpa. You've been in this game too long."
anyway, so it's the afternoon of Thursday of Gen Con. The last chance qualifiers are still underway. We're probably going to go back over there after this and just see the hundreds of people playing Star Wars games, which is
I'm just
just...
gonna go bother them.
You're like, you like Star Wars? No, I think it's just so fun to see that many people playing Star Wars games at once. And then that'll be me tomorrow.
Yeah,
And
well.
speaking of tomorrow, we did get in. I played Evan at Legion for the first time.
Yeah, it's been the first time I've played Legion since before pandemic.
I don't know how I feel about it. It was a fun game, but it was close. It was closer.
Knowing what you know about me and how
It was
well
closer
I
than I thought it would be.
Ah.
As somebody participating in Worlds, playing somebody who has not played the game in years.
I'm a student of the game.
It was closer than
While
I
you
thought.
studied going to Worlds, I studied the rule book.
I spent the whole game reminding you of the rules.
That's right.
I mean, I did.
Tests on
I won at
the
time.
past.
I think I would have lost if we had 6 rounds. Maybe there was a chance there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it was okay. And we saw some other guys playing Legion, and they were like, "You playing Legion?" I'm like, "We'll play Legion," and we hugged, and
It's exactly how it sounded. That's how it went down.
that's what happens when you play Legion and someone else plays Legion. You're best friends.
Yeah, it's proven.
Yeah, so after this, we're gonna go check out all the vendors, which I don't know if we'll do any footage of that because, surprise, most of it's not Star Wars, which means we don't care about it, right? Games Workshop sucks.
The views expressed on this podcast are not reflective of.
That's my problem with being at Adepticon is like 90% of the things happening here are things that are not of interest to me.
But the
Like,
other 10% are.
yeah.
Because, AMG owns 1/3 of the exhibit hall right now.
Yeah, it's such a big space for them, so
Yeah.
that's fun. So
That's big. That's good.
we're gonna go check out that stuff. We're gonna maybe see if we can talk to anybody from AMG. We are going to be demoing Star Wars Shatterpoint tonight, which
true.
will be in a separate video. We'll probably have some of our thoughts in this video, but so that'll probably be out before. That'll probably be out before you see this.
So who knows? We should make all kinds of predictions right now just to see how they turn out.
It'll be fun, and I
Yeah.
will not win a single game tomorrow at Worlds. That's my prediction.
I predict I will hold the camera while you
Cry.
have a boyish. No, you'll have a boyish grin while you're playing Shatterpoint, and then tomorrow I will get footage of you.
Losing, yeah. Oh.
Yeah. No, that's
No,
you're gonna
I'll
win.
be happy
You're
to
gonna
lose.
Win. You're gonna win.
I'm gonna be a happy loser because then there'll be, the more I lose, the less
happier
pressure
I'll
there
be.
is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be exhausted. I'm already exhausted from just walking around playing
Oh,
Evan.
my old man knees. We're not used to. How long were we playing that Legion game for?
2 hours.
Yep.
So I got to do that like 3 or 4. I don't know how many rounds there are tomorrow. Probably 3 or 4. It's exhausting. There's a reason I typically don't play in Legion tournaments locally is because I'll play one game a week at a league because that doesn't wear me out like a whole day's playing does. But my prediction, my goal is to win 1 game. My prediction is I will win 0. But I will hopefully have a fun time. The tables, as you've already seen, are very cool looking.
I think if I can give an amateur comment on your army, I had a plan and you disrupted it, and Cad Bane does a ton of work, and Maul's Balls helping Cad Bane are very good in my opinion.
Bane in the balls.
Bane of the balls, and even if you needed to bring, I assume you need to bring Maul in order to bring the balls.
Yep.
So having just a skirmisher in the form of Maul out there to jack up the opponent's infantry, like that's great. And then you have the balls with Bane, and that's going to open you up to just plowing through them.
See the camera shaking? I've been holding this up the whole time. My
Yeah.
arm is getting tired.
Well, you know what?
So let's
work on those muscles.
We're gonna go check out all the exhibitor stuff. We'll be checking in throughout the day. We do have throughout the day. I say that like we're uploading these. there'll be some uploads you've already seen, but this will probably come out after I've gotten home and had time to edit all this together. But we're gonna go check out the exhibitor hall, and we've got Star Wars trivia tonight and a Shatterpoint demo tonight. So
It's a busy day.
big stuff. We walked around the whole place. It's a lot, not as much as Gen Con,
No.
but
It's a much more intense feeling here, though, than at Gen Con.
I feel like everybody, maybe it's just me, but I feel like people in this hobby take it a lot more serious. Because like a board game hobbyist is like,
yes.
let me do this fun little thing because it makes me happy. And miniature gamers are like, I must get this. I need to know the entire 30,000-year lore behind this single miniature.
Yes, exactly.
I have to paint it this way, and if you get in my way, I'm going to stab you with this X-Acto. That's the different vibe I get.
It absolutely
everybody at Adepticon will kill you.
Or at least they want you to think they will. You're much more likely to have someone say, "Oh, I'm sorry, excuse me," at Gen Con.
I feel like that's not fair, but that is the vibe. That it definitely has a more intense and less laid-back vibe than Gen Con does.
Yes.
But we walked around, we saw some cool stuff. Not a lot of, all of the Star Wars stuff is
owned by them.
The tournament's happening, so there's really nothing Star Wars-y to find outside of Atomic Mass Games area. We did see them playing the Shatterpoint demos, which some very cool tables for Shatterpoint, and they had the painted minis in a glass case, something they did not have at Gen Con, which is good. I remember us talking about why don't they have all these cool minis on display?
Yeah, that's a really good question.
Which they do have this time. At least all the Shatterpoint minis were painted, and the
upcoming Legion,
the Ewoks, Cody, Waxer and Boyle, those were all also there. There's a handful of X-Wing ships in the display case, but the Shatterpoint minis look so cool.
They are so well sculpted and so well painted, so whoever's in their painting studio working on these,
it looks so good.
It's extremely hard to take a bad picture, and they are behind glass.
Yeah, I did a little video of all of them. Evan took some great pictures of all of them. I'm sure you're seeing them now as I talk. But yeah, it's just really fun seeing all the people playing X-Wing, Armada, and Legion at the same time.
Because we walk through people playing BattleTech and Warhammer and stuff, and I'm like, well, that's neat, that's cool,
Yeah.
good for them. And then then we
You do you. Good for her.
then we go to the Star Wars stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all these people. There's a Super Star Destroyer over there, and that guy's got it's Boba Fett Starship trademark.
Yeah, I mean, for real, our hashtag Armada's not dead.
There's a lot of people playing Armada,
Yeah.
which is cool. Not something you see every day.
It is not.
And then I bought some art prints. I guess that's...
Yeah, you did.
I mean, I bought some art prints. I bought a X-Wing ship. I just bought an Inquisitor's TIE Fighter because I want more of the Rebels things, and I got rid of my old Inquisitor's TIE Fighter when 2.0 happened because I thought, okay, I'll only play Rebels, but...
Don't forget your chickens.
I bought some con-exclusive chicken miniatures for the game Conquest, which
I'm familiar with.
I don't know what Conquest is. I don't know what half this stuff is because I play Star Wars games.
And then I say, oh, hey, look at that. And you're like,
I play Star Wars games and I play board games, and none of the other hobby games are too much on my radar, especially ones like Kings of War and Conquest and all these other things that aren't Warhammer. Oh, and we swung by the Game Uplink thing. I want to give a shout out to Game Uplink, which is a new tournament software that was built for Legion specifically, but they are covering every single tournament happening at Adepticon, which is a lot. I think there's 60-some different games. So they're doing the tournament software, pairings and all that stuff. So if you're ever running local tournaments, it's worth looking into Game Uplink because, it's a good way, especially if you're running a Legion tournament, to run your Legion events and, do all your pairings and tiebreakers and all that stuff. It's very cool. It's very sleek. I like it. I'm actually pretty excited about it. They didn't pay me to say that. It is.
that's pending.
Yeah,
The
maybe they
payment
will.
is pending.
You guys like my plug? Give me $5.
Sponsored by the JodoCast.
$5. So the rest of our evening will entail finally getting to play Shatterpoint. We're gonna make a nice big old video for that. And
Not too long.
and Star Wars trivia and see how we do at that. All right, well, we'll check in after we've played Shatterpoint with our thoughts on Shatterpoint. Bye again.
Bye-bye.
Evan,
Joseph,
we have emerged on the other side of our Shatterpoint demo.
are we better for it?
Administered by none other than Will Schick.
Yes, I was quite surprised to
Yeah.
see that.
We are currently sitting waiting for Star Wars trivia to start. Evan, what did you think of Shatterpoint?
My upper back got sore.
Holding the heavy camera.
Yes, well, holding the camera still as can be. It looks fantastic on the table. The cards make sense on the table. The miniatures themselves, fantastic looking. As he was explaining everything, it all made sense. And I mentioned this off the air. There were things about the cards that I couldn't really figure out just from, trying to intuit their meanings. But Mr. Schick did a great job explaining everything.
I told Evan this. It's definitely more of a Joe game than Legion is. And we know I love Legion, and I'm about to play in the World Championship tournament of Legion. But this game is a smaller game that seems to be more casual, more character focused. That's the words they used a lot. I think it looks very cool. They were happy that I pointed out how much I loved the inclusion of the Tuca cat and the Convor little Easter eggs. They said Dallas Kemp pushed to include the little kind of creature Easter eggs in the terrain packs. There's one thing I love is, like Crisis Protocol, if you have a mini on the table and they take max damage, that's not the end of them. And even more so than I originally thought, because so the way it works is you take X number of damage until you get a wound, and then you can take X number of wounds. Everybody, I think, has a minimum of 2 wounds, so nobody can just be taken off the table before you have a chance to play with them. So you're not going to put your favorite guy down, and he's going to get wiped before you even have a turn to use him. You'll get at least one turn with every mini you have, maybe more, because the other thing is, even when they've taken a max number of wounds, let's say you have a guy, he's got like, he can take one more damage and then he's maxed out on wounds. They go first, they do that to him. He's still not removed from the table until he's had one activation. If you finish an activation with like maxed out, then you're done. So even if a guy gets super nuked, he still gets at least one go, one last hurrah before he's taken off the table, which is cool. That's a mechanic that like Maul had in Imperial Assault that said if you're at max damage, you still get to take an activation before you're taken off. It was like a special thing. That's just everybody in this game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very excited. I'm just worried about how this will affect Legion as a whole, and how this will affect Legion for me personally. Are my main concerns.
Yeah, I think that's what every Legion and MCP person are gonna be sitting there wondering.
And yeah, if we have a chance to sit down with anybody from AMG again, we'll ask them those questions. Looks like Star Wars Trivia is about to kick off, so we're going to sign off for now, and we will check in again after I've got my butt kicked at Worlds tomorrow.
The Jodo cast on YouTube, not Podbean, just make sure you get the difference. 44 points for first place, and Glorious Bastards at 44 points for first place.
Okay, so we're
I think
tied.
it's both blasters, right? Glorious Blasters, 77 points at second place. And the Jodo cast on YouTube, 80 points at first place. The Jodo cast on YouTube, 65 points at second place. And tied for first.
Oh, we're in second.
Glorious Blasters, 67 points at first place.
But
And Toski Station Power Converter.
What the fuck?
We're done with trivia. It's bullshit. No.
Yeah.
We got third
it's-
place.
It's me.
It's going to keep ebbing up at night for years.
It will. It was a KOTOR question.
That was, I mean, it was on you. I knew I didn't know the stuff, but it basically came down to us miswagering, and now we're gonna go to bed grumpy, and Adepticon is ruined.
It's a waste.
Future Joe here, filling in the details of the tournament. You can see the full lists, or you should be able to, on the Game Uplink website, so I'm not going to post them here. But here's me with my lucky Imperial Assault shirt that I like to wear to big Legion tournaments. So round one, I played against Dark Troopers, Palpatine, and Imperial Royal Guards, which didn't go well. I was doing okay-ish until I had a turn where Maul was about to engage the Dark Troopers. I had played Maul's one pip, or one of them, and he was going to get in with the Dark Troopers. But then he played Give Into Your Anger, which said Maul doesn't get to go first, so my tactical droid had to go first, and then all of the Dark Troopers lit up Maul. Maul died, and it was basically just downhill from there. Here's a sad little B1 all alone facing down the Dark Troopers. There's just no way to put damage on Dark Troopers when Royal Guards can use Protector to pull it off, and when Palpatine can use Barrier to pull it off. So, yeah, Cad Bane, I mean, he had to grab the hostage. It was hostage exchange, and there's just... There comes Palpatine, burst of speed. So Palpatine did a double speed 3, came up to Cad Bane, and electrocuted him. This was at a neighboring table. I just thought this was a very fun looking army. And I submitted my Maul to the painting contest and didn't win. Round 2 was exciting because I got to play against another Separatist squad. I put Maul over on the flanks. He had the AAT, Magna Guards, like 8 B1s, and tactical droid. We were just doing breakthrough, advanced positions breakthrough. So it was actually a very close game. He killed nearly all of my units by the end, but
Bane managed to snag the bounty on the T series and get into the end zone, so it ended up being 3-1. But it was very close up until about the last round when I blocked him from getting into the scoring zone. And in round 3, I played against Blizzard Force, great guy, fun to play with, against Dustin. I put my Maul over on the other side. We were doing hostage exchange again. I thought maybe I would have a better chance with hostage exchange because Maul had push and his Vader did not. It was going okay-ish, better than before, but started going downhill. Vader wiped out Maul. Cad Bane was forced to... I overextended him in order to grab the bounty because I needed that point because I wasn't going to be able to get the hostages. Very proud of that little ball. Did 1 damage to Vader, so good for that guy. The first couple rounds, was doing okay, and then it started to fall apart, which is kind of what I expected against Blizzard Force. I knew going into this I was not good against Blizzard Force. But yeah, so I ended up losing that, but it was fine because it was still a fun game. Here you're seeing some of the front and backs of the promos we got and the cool little new dice bag. And then on Sunday, we poked around the top 8s for X-Wing and Armada and top 4 for Legion. Just poked around, watched all the games going on. Got another look at the Armada tables, which are just the coolest tables to look at. Then we rushed off to the AMG Studio update and got treated to a whole bunch of cool stuff.
I could go over, but that's a lot.
My boy!
Yay, Chopper!
Chopper!
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us for this look at the roadmap for all the products. We hope you enjoyed the selection of things that we decided to show, those things that weren't redacted. Of course, there are plenty more things in the works, so always watch the social media and all of the different posts to see what other surprises we might have in store. Hope you all had a wonderful show. Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will see you in 2024.
It's over.
It is. Our bodies can finally start recovering.
Where's Gwyneth Paltrow to say, you can rest now?
Oh. Yeah, that was a lot. I mean, not just the week, but I feel like the last hour and a half was taxing.
So, since our last little check-in, I played Legion Worlds, went 1 and 2, had fun, but it was exhausting.
You did it.
I won my one game that I wanted to win.
You did it, folks.
And then Saturday, I stumbled into a Imperial Assault continuity project tournament that I hadn't intended on playing in, and they Joey, the guy running it, saw me across the room, and he goes, "Oh my God, it's the guy,
It's the man."
So I happily joined them and played a 6-player round-robin Imperial Assault tournament, and just using their stuff, and that was very fun and nice to meet some new people, and nice to see that there's still passion for Imperial Assault. Did some painting on Saturday night.
Yeah, we did.
I don't think we talked about trivia. We got 3rd place at trivia. We would have probably got first if we had wagered 0 points in the last round instead of 15 points.
That's on me. I got cocky.
Well,
I got super cocky.
the last question was bullshit, which makes it a good question.
Yeah.
The only 2 questions we got wrong were the only 2 questions I considered to be good trivia questions. The one we got, first one we got wrong was, what is the name of the opera in Revenge of the Sith, which is Squid Lake. I put Dance of the Squid, so it was in my brain somewhere.
It was there. It was in the back.
And the other one we got wrong was the final bonus question, which we've lost our wagered points, putting us into 3rd place, which was the names of the Jedi Masters that removed the powers of the
Jedi Exile
in Knights of the Republic 2. So I had nothing, and that's a ridiculous question, which that's good trivia.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
The rest of the trivia was so easy. It's like, what's the name of the guy Vader choked, or what's the
what's the name of the weapon
Yeah.
that the Mandalorian leader has?
yeah, what's the name of Mandalore's moon? You know, baby stuff. But if we ever come back, maybe we'll have to reclaim or try it for that title again.
Yeah.
But we're headed to the airport. I'm going back. I'm gonna sleep for a few days and then maybe put this video together that you're watching right now.
Yeah, and if you somehow saw this one before anything else we did post, if you're one of the not one of the couple thousand to see our Shatterpoint demo, definitely find that over at YouTube. It is 2 parts. We had a little camera glitch, so that's why it's 2 parts, but it's fun. Watch them both.
And there's also a recording of the AMG Studio update with all their news and announcements. If you somehow haven't seen that yet, you can watch that there, or skip through it just to look at the announcements. A lot of cool stuff. Cad Bane and Chopper confirmed for Shatterpoint, so gonna throw my Legion armies into
You gonna burn them?
I'm gonna throw them into a lava river if I can find one. If I can't, then I'll
Step 1,
I'll hang
find
on,
lava river.
I'll hang on to them
Uh-huh.
until I find a decent lava river.
It's good policy.
yeah.
That's fair. That's very fair. Yeah.
I mean, if I can't find a lava river, there's no need to, might as well just keep
Why not? Yeah.
playing the game,
Yeah. And we smell like onions.
We smell like Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, that's right, we do.
We smell like the juice.
We've been powered by the Jersey Shore.
Yeah, we're outside Jersey Mike's right now.
This is not sponsored by Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's, give us free subs. So until next Adepticon, which I don't know if I'll attend or not, because that's a long ways out.
Just gotta get another world championship. We've gotten new information
Which
about how to get there.
Will be easier to acquire since you can win them at store championships.
You don't need to suffer through a pandemic to go to world champs anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Yeah, I can get my ass beat by the next broken meta next year.